Hey guys, it's the Cheese here, and who are we with today?
With Primo.
And what are you doing?
I won a sponsorship tournament with Go Second Thunder Dragons.
Alright, let's get to your deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with the tokens. Piccolo, best dad. Yuriichi, best mom, aka Masha. Mikey, that's our beautiful son. Toad, shoutouts to the redhead. We're gonna keep Mikey there because I love him. We're gonna start off with 3 OG, triple OG, double OG. 3 Roar, best one. 3 Dark, 3 Dragon Black, obviously. We're gonna 3 those, and then 2 not so obvious. 2 Thunder Hawk. You don't always want to see this because there's no guarantee when you're going second that you're gonna be able to trigger them. And he's also like the worst one to banish with aloof. He's also like the worst one you can send, so you don't want more copy. You never want to see 2 of these. You only need to see 1. But you do have to have a second copy in your deck because I do play Desires. And 2 Dragon Matrix. Only play 2 of these because kind of like the same consistency. Actually, you kind of do want to see this because a little bit, but you never want to see ever 3. So on some memes, you don't always want to see it, but you want to see it sometimes. And sometimes when you need to see it, your chances are going to increase because there's only 2 of them in the deck compared to like none. But you don't always want to see it because if you always wanted to see it, you put 3, but we don't always want to see it. So that's why AKA means basically just play 2.
Alright, jokes aside, he doesn't have a third foreign.
Okay, that's not reason why. Play 1 duo as well. And for another banishing target, since I'm going second, I decided to play a BLS over duo, instead of a second duo, because this one will trigger the thunders. And even though it's not a thunder monster itself, it clears a monster and allows you to just pretty much clear their board, to whereas duo doesn't. But it did actually come up a lot. Having run in a second duo, I would try to figure some way out to run a second duo along with BLS, so 3 of them. Then for the starter cards, 3 Batman Solar Aloof. I usually don't do this ratio ever at all. I always choose to do this one. But since we're playing a Go Second deck, the chances of actually triggering Solar is higher than like what Aloof offers. But Aloof is always good when you have a Thunder Monster. Solar is not. The Thunder Monster, the combination of cards you have to have is something that actually extends with Solar, which isn't always all the time. But since we're playing a Go Second deck, and we get a 6 extra card, and we have Desires in the deck, and a couple of other cards that are in the deck that can actually trigger Solar, we decided to play this over this because this has more potential to go off, and also the ceiling pretty much just increased. And then the last 2 tech cards for going second is 2 Electric Virus. So this will allow the Thunder requirement of discarding, activating a card to activate. And this is literally good against almost every deck. This is good against Dragons. This is good against even Sky Strikers. This is good against This is insane versus Orcus. You just bait out their Crescendo, activate, take their Orcus monster, and make a Dingrisu for free. And it's just kind of game. And also, you can search this off a Dragon Duo. If you don't know that, it's pretty crazy. Then 3 best starter cards, literally a +2 if you have Dragon Dark or Roar. 2 Fusion and 1 Gold Sark. You have to play 2 of these, even if you're playing Go Second. If you banish the second target if you banish the first target of Desires, you need a second one. But also, you just need the second one. So you kind of have the point of this deck is to quote unquote go infinite, kind of like how Orcus does, where they're always going to keep reoccurring, and I think Thunders do the best job at reoccurring, and they're always going to be able to do something on your next turn. So if you activate this on your first turn, if you activate Thunder Dragon Fusion first turn, and you summon a Titan next turn, you banish this, and if you search Duo, and if there's already a Dragon Dark in your graveyard, you summon Duo, and then you get a second copy. And if that's not the case, if you have Duo in hand or you got banished or something, you can banish this, get Roar, activate Roar, target this and play it again, and literally just activate resolving this on your turn 1 is one of the most important things you need to do versus every matchup, or quote unquote turn 1, when you're going second. And Ghost Arch is nuts. And then now for all the other Go Second cards, 3 Instant Fusion, 3 Mind Control, 2 Call by the Grave, 2 Desire, and 3 Evenly Matched. Don't have to let me brawl. So there isn't any kaijus or cards that actually stop negation boards, because this deck can actually break guard dragon boards already with the cards it's playing with, and you kind of just need to the only card you really need to bait out is Crystal Ring or Hot Red, which if they're playing Hot Red, if you have Electric Virus, it's free. And if they summon Crystal Wing, if you have Mind Control, it's free, kind of, to against the Guard Dragon deck. And evenly match, evenly match is literally good against like every deck, even somewhat Guard Dragon, and it blows out all the Rogue matchups, and it blows out the Thunder Mirror match as well. And another thing too is the thing about with evenly match, like if someone makes you go first and you open it in hand, you could just like put out a Colossus on field and make sure you have stuff in graveyard for next turn, and keep this in your hand, and they'll clear. Every deck will be able to clear that Colossus. They'll use cards to do it, and then at the end of the battle phase, you activate evenly match, and you'd be like, "Yo, XD, that's crazy. You didn't know I played that." And you get to survive a lot compared to other decks that go second. And I also, another reason I play 2 Desires is I just want to see all these go second cards, pretty much. And since I can't play 4 Mind Control, or 4 Instant Fusion, or 4 Evenly Match, I decided just to play 2 Desires to have more chance to see them. And to be honest with you, like hitting cards in the deck is like banishing back cards. It doesn't really exist in Thunders, because regardless, no matter what cards you hit, you're going to be able to make Titan and Colossus. And you should prioritize before activating Desires to make sure you get all your Thunder Dragons out the deck. That's like the only thing if you activate Desires and you banish your Thunder Dragons. And Call by the Grave it's good going first, and it's good going second. It stops Seal, stops like just a multitude of things. It's just another good go second card that there's not really any other replacement for. And
what's the main deck count?
Oh, it's 40. Of course, you're always playing 40. For the extra deck, 3 Colossus, 3 Cock Colossus, 2 Titanium, the biggest dick, and Thousand Eyes Strip. We're always sucking up everything. Kaminari tag. This card, Instant Fusion, just broke in the nut with that. Chimera tag, because I play Cyber Dragon. The important links. These are the ones I think that are important. I don't play Blackluster. I have access to it, but I'm playing Gold second, and we don't want to use like 3 monsters to make Blackluster and just like pass turn, because it's only good against Sky Striker matchup. And this matchup, like Sky Striker is literally the buy for this deck. To be honest, you don't even need to summon Colossus to win that. You should be putting a Colossus on board and putting a Titan and protecting it, and having Thunder Dragon Fusion in the grave, and they will literally never be able to ever kill you. And then play Dean Grisu for Mind Control and Electric Virus. And also you can hard make this in Thunder Dragons as well, because all you need is 2 level 8s, which is easy as fuck. And if you summon, against like Sky Striker or the Orcus matchup, they have Long Grisu that points up, or they have the Sky Striker cards that point to the other direction like that. And you can, after you clear their board, just literally making Dingrisu with 2 Colossus and having Titan in attack mode is like, you're going to win next turn, because they can't clear your board. And for some reason, people think Orcus have an easy matchup versus Thunder, but I think that's incorrect. Like, what you need to do again in that matchup is all your cards are bigger than theirs, and you get your cards kind of out for free, more free than they do. You need to make Titan, bait out all their back row and stuff, and at the very last thing where everything's cleared, have Titan on the field, activate Thunder Dragon, pop 2 things, and you just want to bait out Dingrisu. And it's not even baiting out, they have to activate Dingrisu to save their 2 cards and use battle phase attack over shit past turn, and then they have to clear like 20 things, and you have way easier access to keep next turn to keep going than they do. And with Mind Controls and Electric Virus, that matchup is free. But to make the matchup more free in a side deck, we play 3 Cyber Dragon, literally just oust their whole board. They have no way around it, and it's also good against Cybers. And every good deck plays Orcus in their engine, so they play. And the reason why they're playing Orcus in their engine is usually because the other engine they're playing isn't very strong at making like resilient boards. And so if you use Cyber Dragon to break their resilient part of their deck, you just beat whatever other deck they have. It doesn't really matter. 3 Lancian and 3 Nibiru. This is important because they're both going good, going first or second. And you need to have that. You can't have really narrow cards like Raw Sphere Modes or anything like that, because you don't know if someone's going first or second ever. And then 3 Twin Twister and 1 Virus. So fair decks are kind of just a buy for this. And even if they play There Can Only Be One, that card's actually not good versus Thunders. To me, it's not, because as soon as you realize you're playing a fair deck, quote unquote, that like plays back row and hand traps, you need to prioritize resolving Thunder Dragon Fusion and having Thunder Dragon Matrix. And once you are able to resolve the Thunder Dragon Fusion, you just literally need to go into battle phase attack. And once damage step has been acknowledged, activate Matrix, kill there can only be one. And there's literally nothing you can do about it unless they have Solemn Strike, which it doesn't even matter at that point because you just do it. You keep doing it again until you can clear it. And all the fair decks that play there can only be one. They're never going to kill you, and that's why I think it's kind of the buy. And then for when I know I'm going for when I'm choosing to go first, I play 2 summon limit, and I only play 2 because I have 3 lures. I also have Desires in the deck and Thunderhawk to trigger, and so I have a very high chance to see them. And that's pretty much, I mean, you just flip it up versus like literally every match. You could even put it against strikers, but you don't have to, XD. But you're just like, all right, cool, game, and you just win. Because you'll usually still a game 1 versus literally every deck since you're playing Go Second. The hardest deck actually for this is Guard Dragon, and that's if they're playing Kokimaru Drago. I had it somewhere, but yeah. That's the hardest deck for this one. That's if they play Kokimaru Drago. There's nothing you can really do about them having Kokimaru Drago, to be honest. But nobody really main decks that, so it's usually every deck's to buy game 1. And then game 2, if they make the mistake of you going first, this deck still does Thunder Dragon shit. Like if your deck can't clear over Colossus consistently, you're still gonna lose. And since I play Lancers and Hebrews, I have a really diverse way of when I side. Because if combo decks make me go first, okay, this card here. If that Guard Dragons play that, then this deck can't. Well, actually, no combo deck can play through Kokimaru Drago protecting it. But yeah, that's why it's really important. You already need to play these though, because once you're playing Go Second, people are going to want to try to make you go first, which it's incorrect after post siding because. First of all, I'm playing Thunders, and just because I'm playing like a bunch of quote-unquote Go Second cards doesn't mean like I'm gonna brick or something. This deck only needs 3 cards in its hand to function, and if I have a Lore or Batteryman Solar with the combination of the cards that it needs, which is high to get, they're going to lose anyways. And I still play these when I'm going. I side these going first and second, so like it does nothing for me making go first. You just make yourself lose more instead of just hoping that people just need to go first. And just hope I don't draw this, and you're not playing Orcus. Hope I don't draw this. Hope you have exchange for that, and hope like pretty much this deck's broken. That's all there is to say. This deck's the nuts. I would have played actually still going at forward because I feel like people, if they're playing Guard Dragon decks, which I think it's low key the best deck still. I wouldn't play that. Also the FTK Guard Dragon like. I would recommend playing it out of YCS until like if you're 100% confident that you're not going to play a lot of Guard Dragon decks with Kokimaru Drago or the FTK version, play this deck because it beats every deck for free. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I talk about my rounds. Actually, there's only one I want to talk about because fuck every other matchup. So I opened up this. In this versus the person who's doing the filming right now, and this is my round 2. I open up this and he full combo Orcus combo me, had Ash call by the grave, he had Long Grisu, Dean Grisu, like 20 cards in the grave, and I open up this and I still won that game somehow, and like it wasn't even close. I don't know how it happened, but apparently you just need these 3 cards to beat full Orcus combo, which is crazy. And that's literally the only match I want to talk about. Every other deck was like literally the buy because I don't know, this deck's just insane. I don't know what to say. Like, go second. Just go second, break their board and shit. And if they make you go first, you just make Colossus XD. And as long as you don't get OTK'd, you win. Oh yeah, very important against Orcus matchup. If you know if they're making you go first, you know they're playing a go second deck, you should assume that they're playing Orcus in the engine. If you literally just make this, they can't kill you. You make this in a Colossus, there's no way they're OTK'ing you ever. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You survive and then you kill them. Pretty much, that's it. Make sure to do that. Summon this, or summon this with a Titan. You should probably summon this in a Titan, or this in a Titan. But you can only summon this in a Titan when your hand's broken. You can only summon this in a Titan when your hand's not. Pretty much. But that's all you need to do. Or you can hard make this. Probably not though. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Shout outs.
Shout outs to Patriot Games, since I'm sponsored by them now. Shout outs to Calvin for the Ball Evenly match. Shout outs to Nishad, he's an idiot. He's probably trying to play Salad or something, like a really fair deck. XD. Shout out to obviously the person who I play tested the most with and who like made me start trying to find ways to play Go Second was Masha Arbinova. That's who I play test the most with. Nobody else. Oh, shout out to Kamal as well, because he gave me like the ratios for Thunders, and he like his side deck was just nice. It's just nice. There's nothing really to say about it. It's nice. Play Lancias and Evers, or yeah, no, just play those 6 cards and you'll find. And I'm trying to think who else. Oh, shout out to Dally. I love you, Dally. Fuck that bitch. That's pretty much it. Oh, free the guys. Free Bone, free Los, free Duca, free TG, free Samari with the P's. They did that shit, but yeah, it's still free them. That's pretty much it.
Alright, that's it.